So the Trump administration has allowed 59 white South African refugees into the country, and this move has caused quite the stir, and a lot of people are very upset. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about President Trump allowing 59 white South African refugees into the USA due to them facing race-based discrimination in South Africa. Now, can I be a little bit honest and don't nobody get offended? I know it's 2025. Everybody want to be offended. Everybody wants to be the victim, but don't get offended. I don't care about this story. And you know why? Because you're talking about 59 people. That's nothing. Go back to the Biden administration. They allowed, on a conservative estimate, 20 million illegal aliens with no vetting, no nothing to pour into the country. So why should I care about 59 people? The only reason why I'm talking about this right now, the only reason why this is a story right now is because of the race element. White South African people and black South Africa, that's the only reason. And before I go too deep into that, let's get to a few clips. Of course, I will link to everything in the description. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Dozens of white South Africans touched down at Dulles Airport outside Washington yesterday, granted refugee status under a controversial executive order from President Trump.
Welcome. Welcome to the United States of America.
The administration says the 59 Afrikaners are fleeing government-sponsored race-based discrimination, pointing to a South African law that allows officials to claim private property for public use without compensation.
Pause. We have that here in the USA, but you actually would get paid. That's called eminent domain. And sometimes with eminent domain, people don't get paid enough for their property, but that's a different story, and I digress.
The law was designed to address land inequality left over from apartheid.
It's a genocide that's taking place. White farmers are being brutally killed and their land is being confiscated.
South African-born Elon Musk has called the law racist and referred to the treatment of white farmers as genocide. But claims of a genocide have been widely discredited.
There is no persecution of white African and South Africans.
Now, let's pause for a second. There is a problem in South Africa with the Afrikaners, the farmers. There is a problem. Okay. A lot of them do face very dangerous situations. A lot of them have been killed. That's not a myth. That's not a rumor. That's a real thing that's going on
in South Africa.
Trump's move has prompted the Episcopal Church to end a decades-long partnership with the U.S. government to help resettle refugees, the church refusing to help this time.
It also saddens us to see that other refugees who are being denied entrance to the United States are people, brave people who've worked alongside of our military.
On the same day.
But let's pause for a second. I mean, again, 20 million illegal aliens. So what are we talking about? And that was just in 4 years. And how many people come to this country every single day and are granted entry, even under Trump, where the border is closed? We're talking about 59 people. This is just a race issue. That's all. Let's keep on going.
Day the Afrikaners landed in the U.S., the Trump administration announced it's ending protected status for thousands of Afghans, some of whom fought alongside U.S. forces during the war.
Now, the question is, how many Afghans did come into the country? Okay, we got to talk about these numbers. News stories like this don't give you the full story. They say, okay, well, the Afghans are not getting let in. Well, some of them have been let in. How many of them have been let in? That's the question.
Administration says conditions have improved in Afghanistan to the point where the refugees no longer need protected status.
All right, now here we are on CNN, and let's see the interaction between Scott Jennings and Ashley Allison. I presume there's going to be a disagreement. Let's check it out.
And part of that is that the people who are native to that land deserve their rightful land back. That is not what the Afrikaners actually want to have happen, which are the white Africans, and so who are not originally from Africa, who colonized South Africa also. And so that is what they are saying is discrimination. Now, if the Constitution in South Africa is discriminatory, they have their checks and balances in that land, just like we do. And that is for them to, so if the Afrikaners don't actually like the land, they can leave that country.
They are. They're leaving to come here.
No. They can
These refugees are coming here.
They can actually leave and go to where their native land is, which is probably Germany.
Are you against them coming here?
Holland. And part of
Okay, so there was a little bit there. There's going to be a conflict between the people, the Europeans and the Africans, because it's just they're different people. They're not going to be on the same page. Then there's this thing from apartheid. And plus you have other Africans who came to South Africa after the Europeans came. Okay, you got a lot of West Africans over there, a lot of Central Africans over there. So you got Black African conflict plus the Black African European conflict that's going on. So South Africa is going to have problems. It is what it is. And it really ain't going to be no different anytime soon.
White South Africans arriving as refugees at Dulles Airport outside Washington today on a plane chartered by the State Department, a process that usually takes years, greeted by a top-ranking U.S. diplomat.
Welcome.
It don't take years to come across the border illegally, though. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so that's my thing. It's like, it's funny how now you got liberals talking about, let's not bring in these refugees, let's not bring in these migrants, let's not bring in these immigrants because they're white from South Africa and maybe their ancestors were part of apartheid and they're occupying land. That's the whole thing. That's the only reason why it's a story. Because again, we accept people from all over the world every single day, even more so under the Biden administration, to the tune of millions, thousands per day. 59 people now is a news story. Okay.
Welcome to the United States of America.
And this from President Trump.
It's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about, but it's a terrible thing that's taking place. And farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me.
Exactly. I feel the same way. The color don't make a difference, but people are so rudimentary in their thinking. All they can do is just point to black and white. If they don't understand why someone is doing something and they think it's about skin color, they just resort to that. And even when you try to explain it to them, they're going to say, nah, it's because of skin color. It's not it, man. People have to just truly advance in their thinking and not be stuck in the past thinking about race all the time.
The president signed an executive order in February calling them victims of unjust racial discrimination from the country's black majority, something the South African government vigorously denies. While today the administration also canceled temporary refugee status for as many as 14,000 Afghans already in the U.S., including many who served alongside the U.S. in the war. All face persecution from the Taliban if they are forced to go back. Veterans groups reacting.
How do American veterans of the war in Afghanistan feel about the way?
Let's pause for it before he reacts. What I would say is if you already got Afghans here in the United States, let them stay, especially if they had helped us over there, because what that would be is kind of a false promise. Okay, hey, help us against your own people in Afghanistan and we'll let you come to the United States. And then after a while, say, okay, now you got to go back. I don't like that. We're talking about them coming over here from Afghanistan now. That's different. But if they're already right here, let them stay right here if they helped us in the war.
Way their Afghan interpreters and allies are being treated.
We're pissed off. This is absolutely insane that we would treat people this way.
The welcome for white South Africans also in sharp contrast to another executive order the president signed the day he took office, suspending new refugee admissions for everyone else, including black Sudanese escaping genocide. And
now look, the thing about the other refugees is that they're just flooding the border and following a claim, talking about, yeah, I'm a refugee, come take me. But a lot of that is false. A lot of that is not really real. They're going to put up images of war-torn countries, but a lot of that stuff is just not really real.
Latin Americans fleeing violent gangs.
Latin Americans, okay. And we know who the number one illegal alien group is. It's Latin Americans. Just because you got a violent country does not mean you could just come to the United States. Because how about this? I come from a place where it could be kind of violent. Can I just break into her house? Can I just come to your house and seek refuge? I think not.
Some tonight question whether Elon Musk played a role in winning refugee status for his fellow white South Africans, because he has repeatedly posted on his platform X about their plight. Lester.
Thanks for watching.
All right, there we go. So that's the whole issue. Yeah, I think it's just about them being white. and they're trying to conflate other issues. Hey, let's stop the border traffic from being totally crazy with all these migrant asylum claims. Let's stop that from going on, and let's put up images. Okay, Latin Americans fleeing poverty. All right, whatever. Okay, like the dude Alberto Garcia. Yeah, he's fleeing poverty, right? MS-13 gang tattoos, human trafficking, beating his girlfriend. Okay, whatever. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to the Trump administration for doing what they think needs to happen. 59 people is not really a big deal. How many migrants come into the country every single day? How many refugees come into the country every single day? They didn't say anything about that on the news story. I wonder why. Probably because it would kill their narrative. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about the Afrikaners coming to the USA? Good thing, bad thing, don't really care, you do care. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I don't really care about this small group coming into the country because we got them, not just the Afrikaners, but people all over the world coming to the country every single day the same way. Every single day they come to this country, oh, I'm a refugee, I'm seeking asylum, all this, that, and the third. They do that every day. So why is this group so special? It's because of the race, it's because of the history. The politics of South Africa, I understand it's complicated. It's a lot going on. There's racial stuff happening there. But that's not really a concern of mine being over here in the USA, to be totally honest with you. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.